Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Now remember I said I'm bringing some update. A massive shout out to Maxpeedingrods because they're going to sponsor today's video. Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Now this one's been a long time coming because we have gone so far in all of our episodes. We've sorted coolant problems out, we've sorted service items out, we've sorted discs and pads, ball joints, track rod ends, you name it, we've got done on this VW Caddy. It's practically a new van with all the bits that we've done. But it started as a non-runner for £900, so if you haven't seen the rest of the videos, go and check them out. But in this video, we're going to sponsor Maxpeedingrods and we're going to fit some coilovers. But before that, we've had so many electrical issues, the doors wouldn't lock. I bought this van for 900 quid and we had to cut the wheels off just to get the majority of the works done. You might ask why, because the bolts wouldn't come out, they were seized, and what a bloody nightmare it was. But we've got all that done now, and now we're ready to start doing all the upgrades. Now before we get started, we're going to take all the plastics off, scuttle panels off, window wipers off, and then you can take the window wiper motor out. It's only 3 or 4 bolts, it's hardly nothing to get out, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, but as you can see on the left hand side, there is an electrical connection that you've got to undo. Don't pull on that, don't knacker it. I did by accident and mine is a little bit skewy for the minute, but I will fix it, so not to worry. And once we've done that, all I'm doing is just checking to see if the bolts crack off, because if you don't know about these bolts, they are supposedly a pain in the arse, and getting them out is a general nightmare. That's what everybody's been saying online. So I thought what I'll do is I'll crack them off to see if they all moved, and they all moved, which I was over the moon. I thought, yes, I've managed to get these out without any of the bolts seizing in, and basically luck was on my side. So all I've done is retighten them back up on both sides just so we can start to strip down that suspension leg. But it was a little bit minging, so I thought why not give it a hoover out, just because it was full of years of muck and grime behind there and I wanted rid of that. So now we've got the scuttle panel off and we can access the bolt, and you can see we've tried, obviously on the Caddy there's 3 bolts here. This bolt do not undo, that's your shock. You'll be in bother if you undo that, so just undo the 3 bolts and your shock should drop out. Same again on this side, exactly the same, 3 bolts are exposed. I'm just going to spray a little bit of WD on them. I'm pretty sure this Caddy lives on the jack stand and on the jack and on the stand at the back, because I'm forever doing bits on it. But new disc is obviously in, looks really nice. A little bit of rust there, must be off something on the disc, probably the weather, but you can see they're the shocks that we're going to get out today. So what I've done is jack the car up, I'm going to take this wheel off, and then somehow I've got to get the hub off the assembly without taking the disc, the caliper and everything off. So I'm going to try and be strategic rather than taking everything off individually. So I've already put the shocks together. Now all it does is comes with just this standard metal pole, and I will be releasing another video on exactly how to do this. But this pole comes on, you literally put the spring on with the smallest curls towards the bottom. These go up and down, you tighten these, you know, the height you want to ride height wise, and then all I done was bought 2 new top mounts to go onto these, because your old ones off the old one, off your previous shocks may or may not be knackered. And also you've got to be very careful taking this top bolt out off non-coilover, so standard suspension, because you could potentially cause damage. And I've seen some people who took that top nut off and it will fire off if you don't use the correct tool. So please make sure you use the correct tool when you're doing this. So if the coilovers, I'm pretty sure you're more than going to be okay to do it, but please be mindful and please be very safe about doing suspension struts. So that one's done there. Now we need to get this on the car. position, took the disc off, took the wiring, took the track rod end, tie rod end out, took this drop link out, so now we've only got a hub and the suspension to worry about. Now part of me is thinking, take drive shaft out and I can just knock the hub off then. It's part of my plan. Or I just start knocking it down and hopefully it'll come out. I have no idea, but let's have a go. Drive shaft bolt out. So what I'm trying not to do is knacker anything. So drive shaft will come out now. Once we get it out of that, there, drive shaft will drop out. So now I've literally just got the hub and the suspension arm to play with. So I think we get this hub knocked off. Now there supposedly is a way, somewhere on here, that you can put a pin in that will unpin, so I get this off easier, but I don't know how to do it. So we're just going to take it into our own hands. And take a bit of force to it. Trying to catch it with my hands here, guys. I should just slip off. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, next thing to do is get them top bolts screwed off, which are just here, and get that leg out. Of getting a tool inside here. If you do, drop me a comment below and let me know. But just 3 bolts, they are knackered. Not knackered, they're just tight. That'll come off with the gun now. And that suspension leg is nearly out. Then what we do is we're going to compare the old suspension leg against the new one to see the height difference, because what I don't want to do is slam it too much. I want it to be exactly the same as what it was, but just with some brand new beautiful Maxpeedingrods shocks on. That must be able to undo that now. So now it's starting to wobble a little bit, which means that we're getting very close to getting the suspension leg out. Now bearing in mind, guys, obviously all my bolts were loose, so it probably took me 10 minutes to drop all that off. In reality, you'd probably have to replace your drop link and some of the maintenance as you're doing it, because if you can't get your drop link out, you're just going to cut it off. So my advice is always have a spare drop link just in case you can't get it out. They're about 10 quid, if that. But yeah, these Maxpeedingrods are a breeze to fit. Right guys, I'm not gonna lie and say that was easy to get out, but I've put the new shock in. So the old one came out, and as you can see there, 2 of the bolts came out and 1 of them no longer exists, because it literally just, to be honest, I had to get the grinder out. And I had to make sure I ground it off. So next thing to do is look at the length, because for some reason this stance one has this extra little bit of plastic coupler on there. I think it's to make that a little bit thicker, whereas the Maxpeedingrod, you can see, is built with quality, and I think that is the correct size to go directly into the hub. So next thing I need to do is get that onto there, which I've already done, and now I need to get the hub knocked back onto the suspension arm, get that tightened up, get this fixed up, and then rinse and repeat on the other side. But like I say, I did want to try and drop the hub off in one piece and not have to do all of this, but for me,
this is quicker and easier than trying to find something or jack up the disc. I've just put a new disc on there. I didn't want to ruin it. So it's fairly straightforward. New leg in, get your hub back onto your suspension leg and then start to reassemble. And I'm already over the moon thinking how nice this van is going to run once it's got them new Maxpeedingrods in. Now, if I was you guys, go and check out Maxpeedingrods. They are offering a 10% discount code to anybody who purchases, and it is with John10. Link will be in the description below. Let's get finishing this off. Let's get the hub back on. Let's get this van reassembled.
But before we do that, can we take a minute just to go over and look at Maxpeedingrods website? They have got coilovers, turbochargers, you name it, they have got it in their store. So head over to their website, link will be in the description below, and also, as I mentioned, there is a 10% discount code. Go and check them out, guys. Let's get back to it.
So then we just use these two tools supplied by Maxpeedingrods just to tighten it down right to the bottom. They just sit in the grooves. Job's good. Done these bottom 3 nuts up on the bottom now, so now we need to get round to doing this bolt first, which is for the main suspension leg. Sounds good. And little holes. I have got a grub screw somewhere. I just don't know where she bloody is. So for now, getting this. And then to remind myself, I just need to tighten the top of the reminder. I just need to tighten. That's not worse, is that when that happens? So let's get this in.
And then all we do is just put everything back in reverse, put everything back on. You've got your new suspension leg, you've got your drop link, you've got your track rod end. Get everything back connected, put your discs on, put your pads on, and then we are pretty much in a ready to roll state. So everything's back together now, and as you can see, the new suspension strut is looking really, really nice. I'm not sure why my discs match my gloves, but...
So I think you understand now as to why sometimes these things can take a lot of time. I still haven't got the other side done. I am working through it at the minute. And as you can see, everything is ready to come off. But for some reason, the top mount bolts have been an absolute pain on the old suspension. They are just simply twisting round. But the side that I have got done, which is this side, look at how nice the Maxpeedingrods are just peeping through on the top of them tyres. So for this video, I think we're going to call it a day here. But as I say, it's been quite easy for them to fit. It's just the hardest part is getting the old legacy bolts out. Once you get the bolts out, it is literally a doddle to do. So as you can see, I'm just ready to drop this hub straight off, undo the back bolt, get that suspension off, put the new one on, and I'm ready to go for a test drive. But I have moved the van round on the drive, and all I can say is the Maxpeedingrod ones feel much easier and much nicer and more stable than the stance ones that I had previously. And just to let people know, they fit up absolutely perfect. So I've seen a couple of comments around, people saying they've had problems with fitment, but as you can see on the VW Caddy, they just fit straight up into the bolt with no problems at all. So I just want to say a massive thank you to Maxpeedingrods for sending me out these shocks. They are going to make this Caddy look unbelievable once I get this finished. But all I can say is there will be a part 2. We'll be taking this Caddy for a test drive, and you guys will get to see exactly what the Maxpeedingrod look and feel like when they're on the road. So guys, thanks for watching, and make sure you do me a massive favour and hit the like and subscribe button, because 98% of you guys, returning viewers, are not subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and I've got some big changes and big things coming up on the channel very shortly. But for me and the Caddy, stay tuned. Bye for now.